This shit Guy Mazes. Man, I'm good. I'm staying hydrated. It was a long week, but like one of those good weeks, just long. But good. How you doing? It'd be like that. For The Last of Us killer, finally. The Last of Us killer. Oh, she came out of nowhere. Like the whole trailer was clearly a Last of Us clone, but like it did its own thing. It just looked the same. But they had like that narrator going blah blah blah, and then there was just that part where he's like staring at the sunset. She just walks up out of nowhere, and it was just like last hope. And I was like, who was that? Like she wasn't there for the rest of the trailer. Yep. Uh huh. Dang. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay, they just want him ruined. That would have been great. Would have loved to see it live, but you know, they got rid of it. They got rid of it. So if you manage to get it, yeah. Oh, it also apparently launched with deceptive advertising and various bugs. So it was also just a very bad game. Uh, Jesus. I'm sorry, a point 0.5 out of 10. Almost, except this one is considered shovelware. I think so, but it could be. However, um, it says Digital Foundry cited it as the worst game they have ever played. Later on, they said that so there was graphical and performance flaws, such as doors being able to crash the game, the frame rate constantly dipping as low as 15, and flickering shadows. on Switch. Uh, so graphically, it's gonna be less, right? But the idea, I think, where would be considered a Last of Us clone, where it could be the same thing. So it has to be probably zombies, if not then alien, one of the two. It's still survival, so weapon like ammo is scarce and things like that. But the thing is, it just has to be heavily story driven as well, and they would still do the like I don't know, maybe a father son dynamic or a mother son dynamic instead of a father daughter dynamic. They could even actually make them related. It could be just an uncle and niece or something like that. Right. That one, the yeah, yeah, or even that one brothers in The Last of Us, right? There was the set of brothers and everything. You could have just make them, not perish. Like it could just be them. But I think that's what it would have to be. And that's the game couldn't be made for Nintendo Switch. It has to be a game that ends up on Nintendo Switch. Like I think if that makes sense. Like they can't have it in like having the Nintendo theme because again, you have to have that good story and you have the emotions and the cutscenes and the stuff like that. So it has to be something that just is made and Nintendo Switch has it as opposed to we're making a game for the Switch. It's gonna be a oh, oh no, it says the game. Hold on, the game was released for the Nintendo eShop exclusively in the UK. Oh, yeah, it was just Nintendo Switch. Yeah, it was just Nintendo Switch. That was really bro. It says that the game eShop banner itself had Ellie on it instead of their Eva or Eve. Everything says Eva slash Eve. So I wonder if that's a plot or if they just keep changing her name. But they said that yeah, the eShop banner had Ellie on it with the serial number filed off. They did it was a direct copy, and everybody referred to it as a scam. One person was expletive filled in his anger on it. It says other issues they pointed out was a door that required the usage of the E key to open it, which is not on a Joy-Con, so they couldn't get behind it. So you needed to be able to press the letter E, but there's no controls, like there's no E on the Joy-Con, so you just can't open the door. It did. Yeah. Well, you're talking about The Last Hope? Oh, no, that one, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the plot of The Last Hope, like, what the full plot is. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. I don't know if you want me to spoil it on air, but it's bad. Ain't nobody gonna play it. Yeah, so, alright. So, as we said, it takes place in the future where a zombie outbreak will wipe out 95% of the population, leaving 1% to survive and 4% infected. To investigate the inevitable zombie outbreak, Brian Lee is sent to the future. He wakes up in a hospital ward and goes to a library where he meets a girl cowering in the corner, referred to as both Eva and Eve, who assures to Brian that she is not infected, though she says she needs medicine from the pharmacy, and that her mother is dead. It is shortly after revealed that Eva slash is Brian's future daughter. Afterwards, Brian escorts Eva slash Eve across the city in an effort to escape. After traversing through the city, the two get on a boat and leave the city. So does that mean he never returns to the past? Because if he doesn't return to the past, she doesn't get born. I don't- Also, he said to investigate the inevitable zombie outbreak. What is he investigating? Like, I'm trying to understand, why was he sent to the future? Uh, maybe they have to. She got the same outfit on as Ellie. This thing is ridiculous. Yeah, like any so the game has crafting, a small amount of weapons, a father-daughter or some sort of parental-child dynamic, depending on how related they are or not. Just a parental child and daughter dynamic. Um, and it has to have an emotional story that isn't just like extra straightforward. It has to really make you feel guilty, I guess, about stuff. I think that is going to be compared to as a clone. Um, because that's what makes The Last of Us different from other zombie games. So if you hit all those checkpoints, then it's going to be a clone. It's just you can do that well without just like, and this character looks exactly like this character, and like you can do that. It's I feel like I don't know. Uh, yeah, a little bit. It's more. I mean, it has a little bit of it, but like not to the same extreme. Like things ain't running. You gotta rehunt it. Immortals, Phoenix Rising. Some people liked it, I guess. Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I think not to defend Nintendo, I would just say this is what happens when, like, you don't, like, check the game before, right? If you only have, like, as long as it doesn't have, like, nudity or something like that, and you're not really checking to see what exactly was uploaded, because that's why a lot of, like, PlayStation had, and they got rid of a lot of it, what we call shovelware games. It was those games where it's like you play it for 30 minutes and boom, you got the platinum trophy, and that's all it was for. They're like just shovelware. They're just thrown in like to do that or just be clones and like mockings of other stuff. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. That's all. Right. Yep. Mhm. I did. I didn't really fully look into it because I'm waiting for Nintendo to say something. Because they keep saying we're about to hear, we're about to hear, we're about to hear. So I was like, I'll wait till Nintendo officially announces it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what it does. Like, it feels a little weird to me if they, like, if a selling point is that it can do 1080 or something like that. Like, I hope it's it's better than that. Yeah, 100% agree. They will, but it needs to be better. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. So if they can get it, like, that'll be great. Right. Yeah. There still will be always behind, right? They're not all gonna be on that level playing field, which makes me just like, "Well, then I'm not gonna upgrade it. It's fine." Yep. Yep. Mhm. Yep. Oh, my bad, I was muted. Uh, so I was drinking water. So um, they can do 60. Uh, it needs to do 60. If it's gonna, it can't be max 30. It can be some games maybe aren't like it has to be the same case where certain games the company is making it to where it only does 30. It can't be 30 because of Nintendo. Like that's where it needs to at least be like we're capable of 60 frames. That it has to be, and then like handheld mode or in frame mode, it can't drop below 30. Where like Scarlet and Violet were doing like 20 something, that can't be the case. It can't be dropping like that. I think otherwise there's no reason to upgrade. Like you have to have a reason to upgrade other than them just seeming like they want more money. You think they're gonna do a new Mario Kart? Okay. That'd be great. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw out a guess and everything like a wish list of like if they were like we're launching our new system with these five things. I know five's a lot, but I think it's like system, and it's gonna be the new Mario Kart 9, Super Mario Odyssey 2. I was gonna say a new Pokemon game because it's November, second half, so a new Pokemon game. Breath of the Wild 2 at 60 frames per second. They're gonna say it's gonna be Breath of the Wild 2, but it's gonna be now at 60 frames. And if they had to like you said, one of the other Smash Bros. Character finally getting something, they're gonna announce something with Star Fox. It's gonna be a simple like jet flyer, almost like Star Wars Squadrons, where you're shooting in the ship and everything. But it's not gonna be like a full like Star Fox. Star Fox. It's just gonna be in the ship shooting. But I think it's gonna be Star Fox. Oh yeah, yeah. 400. And it's gonna be 399.99. You think you're gonna have to pay to buy each game on Switch 2 version to be able to play it? Yeah. Like, if you had it on Switch, but you gotta rebuy it on Switch 2 in order to, play it, if you already owned it on Switch 1. Yep. True. Not necessarily. Look at what they did with Batman. Batman Arkham Asylum, you got the cartridge, but the other 2 need to be downloaded, via, like, this online thing digital, but the cartridge needs to be in. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, like, you put a little cartridge in as your way of saying you own it, but it's still gonna be way bigger than the cartridge size. Well, I don't know if it'll be cloud oh, it might be cloud. We'll see. You say they know better, but Sega. I'm still holding out. Sega Dreamcast handheld. We'll find out. I don't even have it open. Where'd you get Universatals? Okay. Oh, Europa Universalis, 4. Ooh, yeah. I wonder if it's, based on George Orwell. So, George Orwell was an author, or he wrote the book 1984. He's very good at, like it's like, you wake up. Yeah, basically, it's like you wake up, you're in this, like you're like, casually going about your day until you start going, things aren't right, and then it turns out the government is like really controlling you, and you're trying to fight the government. So that's why this is you uncovering secrets, trying to get out of the government's way. Oh, yep, I clicked on it. Big Brother has arrived, and it's you. Investigate the lives of citizens to find those responsible for a series of terror attacks. But be warned, the information you supply will have consequences. Yeah. Look, man, it be like that sometimes. If you a city person and you end up in the country, that's your way to be allowed to stay. You gotta find a tractor. Bro, I'd be so scared because, like, I gotta climb over the gate. They can just push the gate over. Like, that's scary. Like, nah. I have a big issue with that. Some one specific thing you just said, and then I'll let you keep going. The idea that, don't wanna release it on disc, that's why we don't need a day one patch, tells me you're not ready to release it on your release date. Just wait a little bit longer until you don't need a day one patch, and then put it on the disc to sell. It's a weird thing to say that, like, "Oh, well, we wanna sell it in November, but we gotta work on it up until the day before it releases." Where it's just like, "No, no, no, no." Like, have it be done. I think games, it should be done, good to go, and then you can go ahead and put it on disc, and then it comes out the next month. Like, they should be good to go, but yeah, at least 6 months. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. No, Yeah. Oh, oh, no, you can bring up the issue. Go ahead. That's cool. Mhm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, my experience with it, I went to go buy the game, and I was gonna order and then just go pick it up, and within 50 miles of me, the numerous amount of GameStops I have, it was not available anywhere. My only option was to ship to home. I even had to check to make sure I wasn't on a used copy and made sure it was a new, because I know used might have less availability if no one's returned it yet. And nope, nothing available. And it's been that way up until today, where there's one that's like 30 miles away, where it's like, yeah, they got a couple in stock, but that's what they say online. We don't know if it's updated in the store yet. However, yeah, see, so yep, same thing. That's, I think it's the same one. We would have had to fight each other for it. uh, but where I've realized finally, like, exactly what was going on. 'Cause I'm like, there's, as much as the game is good, there's no way it's like 100% sold out everywhere. Like, what? So, but I could always ship it to home. That was the thing. It was like I could always ship it to home, but like no store. As I can see if like five of them were sold out because it's the popular game stuff. but even the little ones and Target and Walmart and Bet like that's weird. So I checked Best Buy finally to just see. I didn't even thought to do that one today until today to check Best Buy. And when I checked Best Buy, it was like, yeah, you can order it for pickup, but it'll be available Thursday, which is what led me to believe, oh, there are no copies at the stores. If you want to order it for pickup, they have to also order it to come in. So it's like basically let us know today. We'll order it. It'll come in by Wednesday, and then you can come by Thursday to grab it. And it's just like, oh, why didn't you just put copies in the stores then? Well, here's my issue with it, why it's a big deal. One, if I want it shipped to the store for me to go pick up, like I'm not just available like every day. Like honestly, over the summer it's like Friday. Friday is my day I can go out and go do stuff and everything. So I would have to like plan out exactly which day it gets shipped to the store so I could go get it on Friday versus me being able to just drive in and go pick it up Friday. One, and then two, besides that, if I want it shipped to home, I just have to throw in an extra $10 for no reason. And it's just like, what if I don't want to do that? Like, mine is even worse. M Mine is even worse. They haven't been contacting me when they show up or ringing my doorbell. They just drop it on the porch and then leave. And a neighbor lets me know or something like that. They're like, "Hey, your package arrived," and I'll have to check through like the clutter of my email for them to be like, "Yeah, your package is there." Like I didn't even get a notification. And some of the stuff I've been ordering, it'll be like it's about to come in on Monday, and on Saturday it's just sitting on the porch, right? And I'm like, I didn't know, and then nobody rang anything. So, uh, yeah, somebody could have easily just came up and just grabbed it. Yep. I haven't s I haven't sold any games back since 2009. Um, Literally, and like occasionally maybe I'll let somebody borrow a game if they're thinking about it and don't know if they really want to get it or not. But besides that, I like just looking at my physical collection. I'm a collector. I like collecting things. I have 120 Funko Pops. Like I like to see the games there. Like there's my other issues with like full ownership and them just deleting things out of the store and boom, you can't have it anymore. Or services being shut down so you can't just get it. But besides, or just being able to play it if the internet's out. But besides that, it's I like looking at the physical thing that I own. I like to be able to show it off and take a picture and things like that. So Every other every other for me. Yep. But also, it's not even like you're asking for much, right? You're not being an unreasonable customer. You just want it available. Like that's not a mean thing to ask for. That you don't want to do the mail thing. That you want to be able to walk in a store and grab it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like it's so it's crazy. It could be just an old man thing too for me. Like I'm used to it that way. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Yeah. I'm probably gonna end up having it shipped to me, but when like I don't have a rush to get it now because I'd still prefer to pick it up in the store. And in my head, I'm like, what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna have it shipped, pay the shipping fee, and then the next day, all of a sudden, there's an abundance in stores. So, uh, yeah, I'm waiting to get it, but I am gonna get it eventually. I do want to play it. Yep. Yeah. I don't like you. Yeah. So, there's this guy on TikTok, Anthony something, Anthony Fantano. So you've got this clip before. Yeah, that's too many slices for the pizza. Yeah. Okay. Huh. All right. Well, your boy is out here scamming. So what he did, he had his clip. There's too many slices. He put it in the public domain for TikTok, which means people can just use that sound as they freely want for their own stuff. So because of that, Activision made a Crash Bandicoot commercial using that. To which he then tried to sue them and said, "You're making it sound like I'm promoting this game and I didn't give you permission to use my sound. Take the video down." And they were fine. They took the video and they didn't care. But he's like, "No, but you also had already put it out there, so you also owe me like 500,000 or something." I was trying to extort him. So what Activision did was got their lawyers, like they do, and showed that like once you put it in the public domain, it's open to everybody. And they also found out he's been harassing several people this way, where they'll use his sound, and then he's like, "I didn't give you permission. You need to pay me," to try and extort people out of their money, and he just varies the amount based off of how much money he thinks that person has. Um, to like keep the content up. Yep. So yeah, so Activision not only won their case because it's like, yeah, you put it in the public, so it's free for everybody to use, but because they won their countersuit was for him to have to pay for all the legal fees. Which Activision, if they're gonna put as many lawyers as they want into something, illegal fees ain't cheap. So yeah, and they won. Yep. Yep, because it says the Activision lawyer said the dispute is a textbook example of how intellectual property law can be misused by individuals to leverage unfair cash payments. So they made him an extra villain. Yep. Yeah, keep the video up, especially if it's gaining traction, which it sounds like what he did is like they'll post it, the person's gaining traction, and it's like, "Yo, I didn't give you permission. You're gonna have to delete your most popular video or pay me like 100 or 500 or 1,000 bucks." And then they're like, "Whatever, I'll just give you the 500. Leave me alone." Like out of fear, and that's how he's getting his money. And then he's trying to tackle Big Boss, and Big Boss said, "Nah." Yep. Yep. No. I messed up. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice transition. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested to see your transition to the next one because this can go to two different stories. But basically every like movie and TV show is getting pushed back because of the strike. So like American Dad and Family Guy are being pushed back. SNL will be playing reruns until further notice. But like Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is like pushed back. Abbott Elementary um has been pushed back. But then for the movies, right? Like Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which was supposed to come out next year, the animated like the third movie to the animated Miles Morales stuff that's got an indefinite pushback. They don't know when it's gonna come out. Um, Craven, that was supposed to come out this year in October, has been pushed back to August of next year. Um, then the Blade movie that they were still making with Mahashala. Mahershala Ali, has been delayed indefinitely. Um, yep, yeah. Deadpool 3 is pushed back. Daredevil, Born Again TV series pushed back. Like everything basically. The anything that wasn't already done. So like everything that's coming out August, September, and October, basically, they're all good. Like because they were already done. So they're all good. It's anything that was coming pretty much after October, is out. It's being pushed. So even Aquaman, I think, is being pushed as well. So everything coming out in the next couple months, they just don't get any promotion. But everything else pushed. Yeah, I think so. Mhm. Think so. Mhm. Yeah. 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 So, Green Arrow, people are saying he has now failed the city because he doesn't agree with the strike. So Stephen Amell said he thinks there's another way to do it. He was the first one to say that, and now Zachary Levi has also said it, but like in a worse way. And then one of the big actresses, what's her name? Oh, I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. What'd she do? She's in the Halloween movies, I think. Yeah. Oh, oh, this is oh, no, not Jenna Ortega. She's, Scream. No, 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 Halloween. Uh, Mike Myers. Yeah, uh, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah, now they got a big name who's also she, in a nice way, said she thinks there's other things that can be done instead of striking, but a lot of the some of the actors are now saying, like, striking ain't the way to go about it, so they're against it. And it ain't like Stephen Amell is like money making. But with that said, that could be why he's saying what he's saying. So I think that something needs to be done because they need to be paid fairly. But I understand not being able to strike. I don't think he should be vilified for it. Like when we're just like, all of us need to stand together for the union and strike and things like that. Some people can't. Like, if you live in paycheck to paycheck, you rely on the job. I'm sorry, I can't just strike unless you gonna pay my rent for the next few months, because I can't just not get paid for the next few months because I want to stand up for something. Like, unfortunately, there's not that situation. So, uh, yeah, that's gonna rise. Yup. Uh huh. Yup. It could. Yeah. Well, yeah, a movie that's not, been pushed back, so one that was, like, released earlier, so it's gonna come out the end of September. Saw 10 finally released their trailer, Saw X. So, I keep saying this, I'm part of a, Saw group online, and, like, just fans of the series, and, oh, they're being annoying. So, here's the thing, the movie takes place like, people who are fans of the Saw movies, like, and things like that, so they'll point things out, like, some of them are weird, don't get me wrong, like, some of them are weird, like, "What's your" Nah. No. No, 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 it's just people just like, "Hey, look, I saw this actor in this other show," or something like that. That's about it, or just like, "Hey, did you ever notice this, like, plot from, like, Saw 3?" Or something like that, like, little things like that. It's some of them are weird, but majority of the people, that's what they do. But people keep asking, so, of course, John Kramer and Amanda are in this. They showed him in the trailer, and everybody's like, "How? If" spoiler, John Kramer, like, perished in, like, way early in the series, right? So everybody's like, How is this possible?" Well, they keep trying to explain it. The movie takes place somewhere between Saw 1 and Saw 3. So it's either between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Which so one of the jokes that I always saw that I thought was hilarious was that there was a scene where they needed Kramer to be younger, and rather than de-aging him, they just put a backwards hat on, and like, he wore a hoodie and a backwards hat, and that was him de-aged by, like, 10 years or something. So, I'm like, they could just do that here. Problem solved, but, yeah, so he's like, it's basically he gets cheated out by some doctors, and he's like, "All right, well, now I'm about to teach you a lesson." Like, that's what this movie looks like it's gonna be about. It looks great. I'm excited for it. But yeah, the horror movies are back. Saw 10 will be coming out. Yes. Nah, it wasn't. Mhm. I remember seeing that. Creepy, but they're trying to find ways to do it to where it's after he's already passed, and instead if they want him in it, they just need to go pre. Let's just, prequel, which is what they like to do. But my yeah, my favorite thing is that because it releases the same day as Paw Patrol, and just like they did with Barbenheimer, they're calling it Saw Patrol. And I saw an image where half of it was Kramer wearing like the hood, and the other half was like lead dog from Saw Patrol, but also under the hood, and everything is like Saw Patrol. It looks goofy, but yep, that's the group movies that you gotta go see. Dude, go see it. Yeah. Oh, one more topic real quick. So Destiny 2 released an update recently, and I even looked online, so it is affecting a few people. I got affected by it, where when I tried to download it, it just said it can't, like error. And if I tried to start the game, it was like you can't. So I had to delete the game and re-download it, and then it downloaded the update, and everything was fine. So apparently, this has been happening for a few updates past the 1.7 update, which this one was like 1.9. So whenever I have updates, occasionally, if it just starts saying you can't download it, you have to delete the game and reinstall it. Just keep that in mind if you're playing Destiny 2. Yeah. Lucky. I think the issue was is for me, I don't know if this does it, but I know I was trying to download 2 things. So the Destiny 2 and a Dead by Daylight update. And because the Dead by Daylight update got canceled because I needed to clear up some space, um the Destiny 2 one for some reason just wouldn't start. Like it just canceled both. I had space. I don't know why I was asking for more space, but uh, hey.